What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And today we're going to be speaking about Cciv, and in particular the rumors that they may be working with Apple going forwards. Obviously, we've been through quite a journey with Cciv as it stands. If I bring up the chart, you'll see this is where a lot of us ended up buying in the 11s and the 12s. We went all the way up to the 65s and we went all the way back down to about the high 17s, and as of right now, after a 16% move yesterday, we're sitting very close to $24 a share. I think anybody who has followed Cciv from day one, before we even knew that, you know, they were going to be the SPAC that ended up bringing Lucid Motors public, knows how crazy this has been. It's been a lot of fun and there's been a lot of lessons along the way. It's definitely been one of the most volatile SPACs in general that we have seen. I am still holding 390 shares in this company. I did have 500. I sold my 110 somewhere, you know, in the mid 50s, I believe it was. I'm pretty much took our initial cost basis out of there, so now we get to just ride free with a baby. But I opened up my portfolio yesterday and there was a big green spike and I was like, ooh, something must be going good. And it was largely down to Cciv. However, you will see that there was a lot of green in the market yesterday. If you just look at the watch list I have over here, keep in mind pretty much all of this is somewhat speculative. There was a lot of green, which we're not used to seeing, let's be honest. But this is the primary thing we're going to be speaking about today. And, you know, if I think there's any merit to it, or is this actually a good reason for people to be buying Cciv as of this moment in time? So right before we do get into that juicy information, my friends, before we go through all of these things right here, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It really would mean a lot to me. Drop me a comment down below. I'm interested. We haven't spoken about Cciv in a little while. Are you still holding? Have you been buying more? Have you sold out? Let me know why. And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family of investors. Also, if you're interested in joining my private Discord group, that is the first link in the description, my friends. In there, you get access to all of my buy and sell alerts, which there hasn't been many as of late. I'm doing a private video in there once or so a week, just giving some thoughts that, you know, don't really need to make it to YouTube. And if you'd like 2 free stocks on Webull, hit the second link in the description, my friends. Sign up, deposit $100. It's easy money. Get yourself some free cash. So we're just going to start it off right here. Apple rumors swirl around Lucid Motors. Why Cciv stock is the next Tesla? Don't worry about that line there. Nothing's the next Tesla. So they soared on Monday, okay? I will show you, up 16.16%. The internet thinks that Lucid Motors and Apple are working together to build a new class of super cool electric vehicles. Now, I think everybody knows that Apple already has some involvements in the EV space, and they are genuinely very interested in the electric vehicle space in general. And if Lucid Motors and Apple were to work together, in my personal opinion, that would be absolutely massive for both companies involved. But obviously, Lucid Motors being the much smaller, less developed company of the two would benefit more from having a powerhouse such as Apple on your side. So the belief stems from a couple of things, but the big one here is when asked in a recent interview whether or not Apple had approached Lucid Motors, Lucid CEO declined to comment, which in business speak almost usually means yes, for a couple of reasons. New York Stock Exchange rules stipulate that a false rumor must be promptly denied. That is one of the reasons why when all of these rumors started going around that Cciv was indeed going to bring Lucid Motors public, we thought it was more credible due to the fact that it was not denied in the first place. Because obviously you can't just have false rumors spreading around. So declining to comment in regards to whether or not they're speaking with Apple almost always will mean that they are indeed speaking with Apple. But does that mean that, you know, a project is actually on the works? Are they actually going to end up working together? It could just be some very casual conversations at this stage of life. I don't think this is a reason to get too excited as of yet. But of course, as a shareholder myself, I'm hoping that something does come out of this, as it would be fantastic for Lucid Motors. And I also am an Apple shareholder too. Another thing is Apple's legendary former chief designer, Jony Ive, is on the board at Lucid. So that really is what's getting people going. If you actually go and look, Lucid has been approached by a few car companies this year over licensing deals, the CEO told The Guardian. Guardian is just, I believe, a UK newspaper. Those talks have yielded nothing tangible yet, though, he does also say. He also went on to say there is mouth-watering potential and the right partner could yield an affordable electric car within 4 years. Now, personally, if this is what led to the 16+% move, and let's be honest, a large portion of that move was due to this, I don't think it's going to last too long, sadly. I mean, we saw what rumors did to this company before. Yes, it shoots it up, but ultimately it gives back a lot of that gained value at some stage. But if it is to be confirmed at some stage, Or somewhat importantly, if it's not to be denied over the next few weeks, it could genuinely be a decent catalyst for us. Now, the author of this article goes on to give some good reasons in regards to why, it doesn't even necessarily matter in regards to whether or not the rumors are true. The fact that people are even somewhat believing the rumors speaks to just how much talent is at Lucid Motors, and I don't think that is a point that should be overlooked at this stage. A lot of people go out there and are comparing Lucid Motors to Tesla, etc., etc. To even be compared to Tesla at this stage of your life cycle is absolutely insane. That does not happen. Obviously, you might get a few people here and there saying that this company is the next Tesla, etc., etc. But I mean, for a company like Lucid to be there already is awesome. And people get very excited as well, because as of this moment in time, CCIV is worth, I believe, about 2% market cap wise in comparison to Tesla. But I mean, comparing the market cap of a SPAC and one of the most overvalued, in the short term at least, companies in the world doesn't seem to make much sense in my personal opinion. But obviously people think there is a lot of room for growth here, and I of course am one of them, seeing as I am a shareholder. But I just want to stress the fact that this rumor realistically means nothing right now, genuinely. But if nothing else does end up coming from this, if they don't end up working with Apple, big deal. It is what it is. We weren't really expecting that in the first place anyway. What has come from it is we have found out something about market sentiment. We have found out that there is still a lot of confidence in CCIV as a company and in the team, even after this huge drop from the top. Now look, that big upward move didn't last a long time. It was a matter of a few days worth of the market actually being open. Something like that is never going to last. And you'll see in the grand scheme of things, yesterday's move doesn't look very significant. It still has to go up close to 200% to get back to those all-time highs. But it does show that confidence is there, and there is still people buying this company. And what I have said about Lucid Motors in the past on several occasions is, if they end up being the company that myself and a lot of people expect them to be, in 10 years down the line, let's not even speak 2 or 3 years, but in 10 years down the line, you are going to make a lot of money. If they are a serious competitor, if in 10 years they're a top 3, top 5 name, it's going to be absolutely huge, my friends. I still think short term, this is a very high risk company. I won't lie to you guys. I mean, that is partially why I took out my initial cost basis. The other reason was because the valuation was incredible. Now, even at current prices, okay, even if we go back to when they were at $17-18 a share, I still would have said, decent risk in the short term. So just do be aware of that. Don't be going crazy just because they were brought up in the same sentence as Apple. One other thing, this is old news, but Lucid Motors says luxury EV model is almost fully reserved, and this is all the way back from March of 16. So again, we can see that the investor sentiment is looking good, but we can also see that they're getting the reserves that they need, and they do require a $7,500 down payment on this. Okay, we know a lot of EV companies out there that don't. These do, and the reserves are nearly filled, so that is happy days. Again, to an extent, it's proof of concept. It's proof that people are willing to pay for these vehicles. I don't think many of us doubt that at the end of the day, though. Now, the market's still in a pretty crazy place. I mean, Tesla earnings came out yesterday. I'm sure that there's going to be an awful lot of people speaking about that. But look, we had good earnings. We beat by small percentages here and there, and they're actually down in the post market. Tesla's had a good month, okay? They've had a very good month, up 20%. And to see ourselves down after those earnings is quite surprising. But at the same time, it's not very surprising. This is the state of the EV market right now. Now, you will see I have a little EV portfolio here just so I can follow some of the tickers. You'll see that pretty much everything was indeed green yesterday. I don't have CCIV in there for some reason. It's outdated. But you'll see there was a lot of green in the EV space. And if I show you the after hours, you'll see there's a lot of green again, except for Tesla. Workhorse in the red as well. Chinese ones are doing okay. Even Rides in the green. You'll see Arrival is killing it. That's happy days. We bought some more of them not too long ago. Discord people, we already know. ChargePoint has been on a nice run. Even hyliion's doing well. So we're starting to see a little bit of a turnaround. I mean, there's some extraordinarily clear, pretty long-term areas of support and resistance right here, right now. I have all the resistances drawn out. You see, you want to be looking towards that $32-$33 mark. I think once you break up there, you're going to have a lot of strength back. Do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? If a rumor such as this one comes out to be true, yes. If not, no. But anyway, my friends, that's my thoughts on the whole Apple Lucid Motors situation. My thoughts on, the current stock price, where we think it could go in the relatively short term. Why you shouldn't buy just because of a piece of news like this, but instead because you like the company with a long-term outlook at current prices. But if you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you From the bottom of my heart, your support means the world to me. If you enjoyed the video, perhaps took some value, some insight, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment down below, and please, my friend, subscribe if you're new around here. Again, if you are interested in joining that private Discord group, that is the first link in the description. And if you like those free stocks on Webull, that's the second link. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you with another video very soon. Peace.